Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Dave, or otherwise known as Chicago Hubby. Today we're going to make my grandmother's tortillas. I remember as a child growing up and going to Grandma and Grandpa's, and she always had fresh tortillas ready for us every time we were there, no matter when. She had them ready on demand. So growing up, tortillas were always a part of our meals and our holiday seasons. We would fight over them at the holidays because there'd be 10 of us at the table and never enough tortillas, or so we thought, but there was always plenty of tortillas. So as the years went by, I decided I'm gonna make grandma's tortillas for my friends and family. So I got the recipe from my family, and it's taken me quite a few tries, but I finally perfected it. Well, I think so anyway. So let's get started today. I'm making a double batch today because I'm bringing some to a friend. I'm gonna put them in her garage because we're still under the lockdown. So I'm gonna make, again, a double batch today. So we need 8 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 cups of Crisco. It's really simple. And then we're gonna need 2 cups of warm water as well, but that's not really an ingredient necessarily. So here we go. I'm gonna start with the flour. Again, I'm doing 8 cups of flour. Hope everyone is staying safe during this quarantine time. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always think to myself that grandma's somewhere laughing at me because, grandma did not have herself a KitchenAid. I watched her make those stuff in a bowl with her hands. I've done it before, and I'm thankful for the KitchenAid. All right, so 8 cups of flour. I need to have the 8 teaspoons of salt. 8 teaspoons of salt. Again, this is a double batch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I realize that the math in me, I don't do math. I realize that the oh no, it's only 4 teaspoons, not 8. Okay. Okay. Well. All right. Well, this is fun, right? This is why I'm an amateur cook. Well. Okay. I'm gonna skim off. Oh boy. Okay. I don't want to throw this dough away. So I'm gonna skim off what I can. Oh boy. Okay. Well, this is fun. We'll do this together. All right. Luckily, I wasn't sifting. All right. So I think I got out what I could. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably put another 1/2 cup of flour in and start fresh. Yeah, it seemed a little bit much for me. So I just think to myself, I don't know if this is right. All right, well, we'll get through this. All right, so I'm just gonna put another little bit. All right. Okay. Welcome to Cooking with Chicago, or welcome to Cooking with Chicago Hubby. All right, let's do this again. Now let's do 4 teaspoons of salt. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 teaspoons of salt, not 8. 4, not 8 teaspoons of baking powder. Wow, that would have been really, those would have been some interesting tortillas, that's for sure. 2, 3, 4. I made a batch recently. I was kind of in a hurry and I didn't realize it, but I forgot to add the baking powder. And as I was making them, they were looking kind of odd on the griddle, and I thought to myself, these don't look right at all. What's going on? And they end up tasting and looking more like a strange pita. So I threw them away. I couldn't do it. So don't forget to add the 4 teaspoons of baking soda. Powder. Powder. All right, now we've got that done. Now you need to add 3/4 cups of Crisco. I don't like to add too much Crisco, otherwise you could taste it in the tortilla. So I try and be pretty on with that. And again, it is 3/4. I did get that number right. Okay. And now just check for air bubbles in there. Okay, 3/4 Crisco. And my hands are nice and washed. I know y'all were judging. Okay. All right, now, before I start to kind of fold that in there, I'm going to start running the warm water, because you have to add 2 to 3 cups of warm water after you mix in the Crisco. Grandma always boiled her water a little bit, but that's not really necessary. I've never done that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and sort of fold this Crisco into here nicely. I have in the past like mixed it in with the dough hook, but I find the quality of the tortillas come out a lot better if you squish the Crisco in here. All right. Crisco's squished in here pretty well. I'm going to wash my hands off real quick, and I'm going to add the water, okay? Okay. So, now I'm going to go ahead and add, it says 2 to 3 cups. I normally end up adding about 2 cups and like maybe a quarter. It just depends on how the dough looks. Oh, before I do that though, I'm going to go ahead and put on my dough attachment. Again, this is kind of a weird situation as well, because again, my grandma never used one of these. So I have found that they turn out really good at using this. However, sometimes you have to kind of do a combination of both. Like I'll let it kind of do its thing, and then I'll kind of take over manually at the end. So, lock it up. All right, let's start getting my water ready. And a side note, if you are going to do it by hand, make sure the water is warm but not steaming hot, because you're going to have to use your hands in that water. So, all right. kind of want to add the water slowly. I started off on the stir level on the machine here at first. I cannot believe that I try to add 8 teaspoons of salt. What is happening? And also, if you are doing it by hand, it's very important that you add really small amounts of water each time because you don't want it to get really, moist and sticky. Also, another side note while this is doing its thing, the best pan to use if you have one is, of course, a cast iron, either like a longer skillet cast irons or like a cast iron pan like this right here. Those are going to give you the best results. But most important is that pan needs to be really hot. So I started this pan about 20 minutes before I started getting the cameras even set up, and I'm going to let it run and let it keep on until we're ready, because you need a hot pan. So I usually start it up really high for about 5 minutes, and then I bring it to a medium, about a medium, and then I let it sit the whole time while I'm getting everything ready. Alright, so now again, the 2 to 3 cups of water is for the regular batch. So, I did that one. I've got 2 cups in now. I'm going to go ahead and get my 3rd cup ready and see how much I need of that. I don't always need, 4 cups of water for the double batch. So these tortillas, we use them just to eat with butter, like a piece of bread. We often will use them to make enchiladas. I don't necessarily find them the best for tacos. I make a really good corn tortilla that we use for tacos. But yeah, those are usually just kind of good to have with, with your breakfast in the morning. Or a quick snack on the way to work when we used to be able to go to work. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it and see where we're at with it before I decide about the water situation. Okay. Could use a little more water, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little more water. I'm gonna let it run again. Oops. I was like, why is it acting like a bowl? It wasn't tight enough. Get my workspace up. I hate doing workspaces. Okay, so it's starting to make that weird, noise that it makes when it's moist, I guess. And everyone loves the word moist, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and check it out again, and I'm going to probably manually work into it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to definitely, okay, so I ended up having plenty of water. What did I do? I did about 2 3/4 of water. So I'm going to start to just sort of manually fold it around. I think by the sound it's making, I'm going to have to add a little more flour, which is fine. It'll happen. Okay, while I'm doing this for a little bit, let's review the recipe for the double batch of tortillas. 8 cups of flour, 4, not 8, teaspoons of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 3 1/4 cups of Crisco, and about 2 3/4 cups of warm water. All right. I really hope I got all that salt on there because I don't know, that will just be kind of weird. Okay. I'm just gonna work it. I'm just gonna work it a little bit here, like Grandma used to do. Okay. All right. Now. So make sure it feels good. Okay. Now comes the fun part. You have to wrap it and let it sit for 20 minutes. So I probably do a little bit too much wrapping, but you don't want it to lose its moisture. So I wrap it in the saran. The thing is broken, so I have to scissor cut it. I'm not that way. All right. I'm so bad at saran wrapping things. Okay. All right. Now. After I saran wrap it, I wrap it in a towel. I do remember seeing my grandma wrapping it in lots of layers, so that's kind of what made me think about that. Wrap it in this. And now you just put it back in the regular bowl. And then just for a little extra, I'll use my lovely ChicagoHubby.com towel to cover it up. One last time. And then it sits for 20 minutes. All right? All right, it's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the dough out, and we're going to start making some tortillas. I can't wait. Let's get rid of all the security. All right, now, if everything went well, nice and moist ball of dough. All right, so a few things. You're gonna want to have a rolling pin. Also, for quite a while, I didn't have a rolling pin, a proper rolling pin, so I used a bottle of Cuban rum that I got from Havana, and that worked. It worked. So if you don't have a rolling pin, no problem. Get you a bottle of wine, a bottle of rum, something to roll. Then you're gonna need, I use this like charger thing. You'll need one of these to place the rolled balls on, and that's, make sure it's nice and dry. Okay, and then you'll need some sort of bowl or something to fold the tortillas over once you roll them out. You'll see. And you're gonna need, this is what I use to sort of store them as I go along. I line it with paper towel, and then I'll put tortillas on top of it, and then I'll put more paper towel on top of that, and then line it and then cover with a lid as you go. Put them as you go. So they stay nice and warm. Okay. All right, so let's get going. The first thing is first, put the ball right in here. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and make dough balls. Kind of just about this size here, and line them up. You should get about 3 dozen. I sort of just do, what I do is I fill them as I go along. All right, I'll do as many as I can go on here, and then I'll start making tortillas, and then. Oh yeah, it smells good. Okay. Still want to make sure, because of the whole salt issue, you know. Okay. All right, so keep rolling these balls on out. So far I've got 3. So far I've got 3, 6, 7. I'll do about a dozen and then I'll start rolling out. And the balls, I'll kind of decide, it's up to you on the size of the ball. You don't want too big, you don't want too little. Just like a nice medium-sized ball. It also depends on how many you want to get out of here. I'd like to get 3 dozen out of here if possible. So. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover up that dough. Oh, I need to do saran wrap desperately. Alright. Cover up the dough. You want to keep it moist while you work. So, I'm going to cover this up. Just cover it gently on top of there. Make sure it's all covered up. So it stays moist, and then I'm going to cover up the balls as well, so they also stay moist, because it's kind of a process, so you don't want to give them too much time to sit around. That's why I need to go to the store. I miss the day when you could go to the store with no mask. It was so easy. Now you have to wear masks. It's scary. All right. So cover up the balls. You can just kind of lightly put it on there so it's covered up. Like you in here. Alright. Okay, so now grab your rolling device, whatever it may be. I don't judge. All right, so you want to start rolling these out. It's going to take a few times to practice to get it into a. Let me hide this out here so you can see what's going on. It'll take some time to get a circle. Mine come and go. Sometimes they look like Australia. Sometimes they look like tortillas, like circles. So, so just kind of go along. This one's is not going to be a circle. So the goal also is you want it to be thin, not paper thin, but nice and thin as you go along here. It is a lot of work, but they're worth it. I don't know how my grandma made these things every day. I swear she did. My father never made them because he said they were a lot of work. Well, yes, he was correct. But I don't mind it. So just gotta keep rolling away here. Kind of rotate it as you go along. You might have a chance of getting a circle. But hey, you know what? They all taste the same in the end. If they're a little avant-garde, it's alright. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm putting them, I'll fill it up with the tortillas and then I'll start making them as I go. Okay. So, I can remember when I made these for my friends. One time we do an annual trip up to a cabin in the Wisconsin Dells and we have taco night. And so we needed taco shells. I thought, well, I'll make them for everybody. You know, again, they aren't the best for tacos, but they worked. And it was like 20 of us that would go up there every year. And I would make over 100 tortillas. Lord have mercy. But they never lasted more than the night, so that was good. Everyone seemed to always love them. So it's worth it though, you know? Alright, now, almost, yeah, it's the circle situation is, you know, it is what it is, but, okay. I'm gonna make a few more and then I'll put them on the griddle. So I never used to do this with the wrap, and then I decided to just try it one day, and I could tell a very big difference, honestly, in the quality of the tortilla, because the dough, like I said, would sit, you know, up in the air for so long while you do this. So definitely recommend wrapping them in cellophane. And it does take a little while at first. The first time you do it, but once you kind of get into a little mode, it goes by pretty. I can usually whip them out pretty quickly. If I'm not talking to anybody, I'm just kind of doing my thing. That one didn't work out so well. Try it again. Okay. Well, I'm gonna come back to this one. They are feeling a little firm, so I just hope that salt issue didn't affect them. I just didn't really want to waste all that product. But I'm sure they'll be fine. And why is my worst critique, or my worst critic? Okay. And they smell good. Alright. So everybody should comment below what you plan on using these tortillas for. Are you gonna make them into enchiladas? Are you gonna make them into tacos? Are you gonna have them just for an afternoon snack? Let me know. Comment below in the comment section below. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Also, make sure you visit ChicagoHubby.com for our recipes and lots of pictures and fun stories. ChicagoHubby.com. Alright, so I'm going to do this last one here and then I'm going to put them on the griddle and see what happens. That's what the magic happens. Is that what the kids say? say these days? Okay. So, I have my container ready. There are different ways to store them. I know my aunt uses foil and towels. Some people just use towels. But this is what works best for me. So, this is what I'm recommending. Okay, so we have our tortillas done. So start putting them. I'm gonna put it on here. And now the trick to this is you want to hopefully see it start to bubble up. Then you'll know it's ready to flip. Now I remember my grandmother could just use her hands, and my aunt used her hands, but I have to use a spatula. I just can't use my hands. So, if you need spatula, hands, whatever. Okay. You don't want to burn it, so, ooh, this looks good. It's basically about 30 seconds or so on each side. This looks like a perfect color tortilla. This is a beautiful color. That's exactly how you want it to look. Alright, so put it in there. This is where it gets a little annoying, but it's worth it. So then you cover it. Put the cover on tightly. Again, you get a little method going once you start going. Cover it up because you want them to be soft. That's the most important part. All right, let's go. I wish I had a longer skillet so I could put more on one time, like 6 on at a time. But this is what I've got for now. So it takes a little bit of time. Keep an eye on it. I like to try and roll balls in between, but I have to keep an eye on this. I haven't gotten to that point where I can multitask like that. Kind of. All right. You will start to see it bubble up. Looking good. Looking good. Again, this pan's been on for probably, I would say I started it at about 11 o'clock or so. So it's now 12:28. So the pan's been on for quite a while, so that's good. All right. So, let's do this here. Another trick that I tend to do is I'll make this batch, and then once I put the last one in, I'll kind of flip them over and kind of around in here so that they are kind of rotating and staying kind of warm and soft like that. It helps. It makes a big difference. Again, about a minute or so on each side. Depends. I kind of showed you the color you want to kind of strive for. You don't want to overcook them because then they'll become really hard. But if they're going to be sort of hard at first, so don't worry. Once they hit that bowl or container, they'll soften up. Again, this is the perfect color tortilla. Perfect. All right, well there we go. We have Grandma's tortillas. I hope you enjoy them. Again, thumbs up if you like the video, hit subscribe. Check out chicagohubby.com for all the recipes. This will be posted. This is already posted on there, but I'll read it to you one more time. On the blog, it's for a single batch. This was a double batch. 8 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 cups of Crisco, and about 2 3/4 cups of warm water. All right, enjoy. We'll see you next week.